Hello everyone, so this is going to be one of my last updates on the garden. As you will see in a little bit, things are starting to die off. These are the flowers that came up. They're pretty, but I think I'm just going to grow marigolds next year. This is the patch where we planted lavender 3 times and nothing happened, so I guess lavender is not our forte. This, on the other hand, is our marigold, and I want to say, wow. These things took off. They're like so big and full, it's like crazy. But yeah. And here are some tomato plants, which you will see are still bearing. The little ones, the cherry tomatoes, kept giving, and they were the first to give. And as you can see, they are still loaded down. They are giving and giving and giving and giving and giving. It's like, wow. There's some on the back there, and this is some of our what they call hybrid big boys. Yeah, so these are starting to come in. We've gotten probably about 20 or so of them already, but yeah, these took a little while to come in. And these are some of our peppers that weren't doing so good, but now they're like doing awesome. If you look down here, you'll see I'm getting some peppers. So with the tomatoes and the peppers, this weekend's canning session will be salsa and stewed tomatoes, and probably some marinara sauce or spaghetti sauce or something. So like I said, some things are starting to die out. These cucumbers are starting, well, they ain't starting, they're done. They're dead. But we had cucumbers for the summer that you would not believe. These right here are Brussels sprouts. They really didn't take over. They really didn't take off because the cucumbers took them over, blocked the sun out from them, and it just really didn't develop into anything. There's a cabbage that's starting to get its head in it, and we'll see how it goes. Mint. Oh my gosh, I've trimmed this mint probably about 2 or 3 times, dried some, used some fresh, and it just keeps coming and coming and coming. In here was our onions. You can see one right there. We'll see how it comes. Somebody said just leave them alone and they'll come up. So I planted these from bulbs, and yeah, oh well. And this is a little bit of a carrot patch. We'll be pulling that. I've already pulled some, and we'll pull the rest probably in the next week or so. And this poor guy is mostly weeds. And there was a pine in here, but I think my husband has pulled it out. And no, it's still in there. If you see that little, actually this right here is the remnants of the pine tree. And the pot has just been taken over by weeds. So anyway, we'll take you over to our main garden. That's our driveway garden, as I call it. I was going to put on my porch, but yeah, they didn't look as pretty as what was over there. So yeah, so they sat on the side of the driveway, and now they're dying out as well. So here is the main garden, and as you can see, things are starting to die out here too. This is another cucumber. Not starting to die out, died out, done. The lettuce is gone, the cucumbers, the beans never really took off. Don't really know what happened to them. Broccoli, cauliflower here, it's starting to overshadow the celery, so I'm going to have to really think out the planning for next year. Really think out how to plant things, where to plant things. And you will see here, the cherry tomatoes have no problem getting up and getting going. There's some cherry tomatoes. There's another cherry tomato tree. And some more ripening. Some more. These cherry tomato plants just keep giving and giving and giving. There's another big one in there. It's getting ripe. Here's another big green one. The big boys. They're just starting to come out. Here's a couple more in there. Another one in there. Our tomatoes are doing great. Our peppers, not so much. Here's a plant that is looking like it's starting to fall over. I got a little support bar for him, and these ones have sprouted up. We actually went away for 4 days and came back, and things had just taken off. These are chili peppers. These ones originally I planted in here didn't come up, and then I planted 2 more, and they seem to be doing good. They haven't produced any peppers yet, but hopefully they will. The mescalin, I ain't even talking about that. That's just overtaken. As you can see, our potatoes are, yeah, what can I say? We actually turned the pots around so most of the foliage was over the back, and as you can see, it's just starting to pour over the front again. So when we were gone, in this little area here, we had pumpkins. They have died off, so I don't know. Here is some red cabbage. It really hasn't formed a head in there yet. We don't know if it's going to. This was radishes in that little spot there. We've been picked those. They didn't really, we got maybe 4 out of the whole batch, but whatever. Neither one of us really like radishes, but I had the seed. So there's some more carrots in there. And as I said, these broccoli and cauliflower, they're really getting big, but I don't see any broccoli and cauliflower coming from them. So we'll see what happens. And then over in this one, can you see those beautiful things right there? I've got to pick them. Yeah, they're ready to be picked. And then we have some habaneros. And then we got some little bell peppers coming in. There's another one there. And the Swiss chard, no kidding, I cut it down. I don't know if you can see it, but I cut it down to the ground, to nubs, like nothing left. And I cooked some, I froze some, and it's just shot right back up. I'm like, it doesn't even look like I ever cut it. Wow. The marigolds in there, I pushed them back. That's why they're dying, because they were overtaking the bell peppers. And these are the only 3 plants that we had in here. And I was thinking they were going to produce a lot, but they haven't. So I didn't want to jeopardize the plants that we're growing for the marigolds, because they're not going to give us any food. This was arugula, which I was going to let dry and take the seeds for next year. So we'll see what happens. Here's a cabbage that's really coming in. Those cabbages look like they're going to a head. This over here, which isn't doing so good, the whole row along, those are scallions. These are red onions, and then we had yellow onions. And as you can see, there were like 16 in each. So yeah, onions didn't do so good. The bare in the middle were green squash and yellow squash, summer squash, and we've gotten a lot of zucchini off of that. So yeah, it bared. The green did, the yellow did not. We didn't get any yellow, but the yellow was the first to die off. It didn't produce anything, and we weren't, worried about it too much because it's gone. That had spinach in it. We got a good bit of spinach out of there. I cooked some, and then I froze some. This is another Brussels sprouts, which don't really seem to be doing that great to me, because the way I saw the plants, I don't know. This is not how I saw them growing, but whatever. This is our corn. And as you will see, we started to get some corn ears, and they look like they're dying off. And then, as I said, we went away for 4 days and came back, and this corn right here had been growing some corn smut. My husband says, come out here, it looks like something alien growing from this tree. And It's not here anymore, and hopefully he didn't cut it and throw it away. And he did. Okay, because I was going to try it, but yeah.